Hello, I'm Laura. It's Friday, October 17th, 2025, and these are today's Heartlines. Our theme for Heartlines this week is authenticity. So I'm going to start by sharing something authentic with you. In doing these Heartlines on a day-to-day basis, I look to address things in the headlines. Sometimes what's in the headlines really gets me tempted to say political perspectives and viewpoints that I hope will influence you. Yet, as a spiritual leader, as a unity minister, I want to keep things open spiritually for what is possible. So, when I looked at particular headlines from this week for today, I looked at what to do, because these headlines have to do with redistricting that's going on in several states in the United States for voters' rights. And I wasn't quite sure what to do when I looked at something that has been challenging the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and the 14th Amendment of 1866. It is now something that is before our Supreme Court here in the United States, and they are deciding what to do regarding the redistricting of Louisiana that appears to be throwing off the balance of racial equality in that state, when the Voting Rights Act was very clear that we are not supposed to do that. So, those are the facts. And without my telling you how to think or what to do, I simply want to hold a prayer in my heart for those making the important decisions on the Supreme Court. And not just on the Supreme Court of the United States, but in the United States government, in other governments, perhaps in your country and in other places around the world. If we start holding the decision makers in our hearts and speaking to them on the deep inner spiritual level with our own thoughts or prayers, if you will, perhaps there will be some influence in that direction. And then combining those prayers with our own actions and our own voice in our communities and in the society in which we live. So, we are going to hold our decision makers in our hearts right now, beginning with this special idea. Let's take a deep breath and close our eyes. And let's affirm, I hold all decision makers in my heart, and let love lead the way to fairness, accountability, compassion, and truth. I hold all decision makers in my heart, and let love lead the way to fairness, accountability, compassion, and truth. And so it is. Fairness, accountability, compassion, and truth. F.A.C.T. just the facts. When we look at just the facts of a situation, when we approach that situation through mindfulness or prayer or just an awareness that something even greater is possible, then that something that is even greater becomes possible. Not just through our prayers, but through our own words and actions that are inspired by them. I will let your heart lead the way to your words and actions of fairness, accountability, compassion, and truth in response to whatever is happening in your life or your world. Because that is what we call in unity divine order. And that divineness is love. Have a wonderful day.